Hey, what's up, you guys? This is movie critic Rob here with the Movie Channel, and today we're going to be talking about the latest installment, the third installment in the Despicable Me 3, or in the Despicable Me franchise known as Despicable Me 3. Now, there's a lot going into this movie. Obviously, the first two Despicable Me movies were highly successful, and then they had a little bit of a misstep with Minions. Minions was a middle-of-the-road movie, which for a franchise like the Despicable Me franchise and for a studio like Illumination, this was, just something really subpar. Not that, a lot of people don't hold the Despicable Me movies as, high watermark, thing, but they're not Pixar, and they're really not attempting to be Pixar, and so I really appreciated the first two for what they were. So now going into the third one, I don't know. I don't like to approach movies with expectations, and I tried to do the same thing here, and I did. I really had only seen a couple of trailers, and I liked what I was seeing. It was kind of interesting because, and this is just a little nugget of information that I got, that I kind of noticed, was that the villain in this movie is named after the guy who voiced the villain in Despicable Me 2, El Macho. The guy who plays him, Benjamin Bratt, has part of his name is in the villain, which I don't think he did the villain's voice, so it was kind of interesting. I don't know if they did that for real, if that was just merely coincidental. Anyway, so the story follows Gru and his family now with Lucy and Margot, Edith, and Agnes. And they're working for the anti-villain league. And of course, because it's Gru, there are a little bit of mishaps, and he starts to make some decisions, some tough decisions, and along the way, he meets somebody from his past that he never knew existed, and of course, hilarity ensues. And I'm being as basic and as giving as little details as possible because I want you to appreciate and enjoy this movie like I did. I thought it was a riot. I really did think it was a great movie. It was funny. I actually got to watch it. There was a few people in the theater with me, and the kids were laughing. And I don't know why. I like, to hear kids really laughing, and it made me kind of laugh. So it added to the enjoyment of the movie. And really, this movie is for kids, and I think kids will appreciate it. And sometimes, for me who understands movies, it was, they spell out things a little too much, but I know what I'm in for. It's a kids movie. That's the audience, and hopefully it'll bring in the families. Do I think it's on par with the two movies that came before it, especially the second one, which I thought was highly successful? Maybe not, but I put it on par with the first, to be honest with you. Actually, they borrow a lot of the tropes from the first two movies, which I thought it was all right, but because they throw a lot of original ideas in there. The villain is new, and where they take the villain, or when they take the Minions, I thought was a really interesting thing. I really like the Minions again in this movie. The Minions are a character that I really want to do a study on because, like a little video essay kind of thing, because they're good as what they are in the Despicable Me movies, not so much in Minions where they're the main characters. They're good as side characters where they come in, they do their thing. They may even have a storyline, but they're there and they're out. What did I not like about this movie? Well, like I said, they kind of rehashed a few plot points from the first two movies. There was a lot of Easter eggs, especially for upcoming features, which I noticed, and then I wasn't sure if I caught it, and then I caught it again, which I thought, it doesn't take away from the movie. It was just, it's there. The movie, like I said, it's on par with the first one. I really liked the first one. But the second one it did something more, and this one kind of lacked to build on that or even match the quality of Despicable Me 2, which I thought, I really like the characters though. This is a character-driven film, and all the characters shown, even the brand new ones, which come into this movie from nothing, I thought they were given their time to shine, and the new ones didn't outshine the old ones. There is a pretty good joke about Dr. Nefario, which I won't share here because I want you to enjoy it, and I think that you will definitely enjoy it. So final thoughts. I really enjoyed the movie. It was a lot of fun. Yes, I understand it's for kids. That's the target audience. But for me, going into it, I know that they're kids' movies. I understand that. And I enjoy them regardless. I think they're a fun set of movies. All three of them I thought were good. And even though the third one doesn't really build on the success of the second one, especially coming after Minions, it's a definite improvement. And I would put it on par with the first. Everything is there. I don't think anything was lazily done. And honestly, the moments that really hit are moments that left me on the verge of tears, which I love that movies can do that. And I think that had it not been for the goodwill of the other ones, and their development and getting us to this point and now developing them further as a lot of the characters got developed in this movie, it wouldn't have been as emotionally resonant. But because they really do make sense one after the other, the beats that you get if you watch them all through, and even, you know, as a third standalone movie, they really will hit. Emotional moments that are character-based definitely hit because you're invested in the characters, as I was. So go out, get invested in these characters, and go watch Despicable Me 3. It was a really good movie, and I really think people should go out and support it, especially with, you know, the misfires that we've had so far. What people consider misfires, I don't really think they're misfires. They're just maybe could have been done better. But this one is definitely fun experience. And I went with my mom, and she was like, I really enjoyed it. It was fun, and I liked that. So and I definitely enjoyed it as well. So I'm gonna give you all a little bit of spoilers. So if you haven't seen the, don't want to get, you know, if you don't want to get spoiled, now would be the time to leave. So I'll give you a couple seconds to scoot on out. Really, the movie didn't have that many spoilers, and if you're here, I assume you're here for the spoilers, so here we go. There's a lot of callbacks, especially when in regards to the first two movies. There's actually part of the third act, they do something which they did in one of the two movies, which was kidnap the girls again. But really, when they did it this time, it was much worse because, like, and I say much worse in the fact that it felt really awful for the villain to do that, because it made me like, you know, like, oh, why did you take them? You grew, go get them. And it worked, and it definitely worked. It didn't feel like a rehash, or ironically, the villain takes them, puts them on top of this ledge, and they're like, they almost fall off. And I'm finding myself gripping my seat with excitement, like, they're gonna fall, they're gonna fall, they're gonna fall. Because, you know, it's a third movie. You never know what's gonna happen. And I'm like, are they really gonna do something dark? And you know, and it really kept me on the edge of my seat, which was kind of nice. The only other Easter egg that I caught, really, in the movie was a nod to the upcoming Grinch movie. Margot has a T-shirt on the entire movie which has the Grinch's face, but the animated Grinch's face, because next year Illumination and Universal Studios will be giving us a animated Grinch movie, which I am looking forward to, especially if it mixes the live-action stuff from the Jim Carrey movie with the original classic, and does something new and expands on the idea. I'm all for it. I have no problem with remakes, as long as they expand on the source material. But I'm kind of getting off topic. The only other Easter egg or little spoiler that I cared to mention had me rolling, like just belly laughing, and I felt like a kid in there laughing so hard, because, as you know, Dr. Nefario was a character in the first two movies, and of course he's back. But what they do with this character, a lot of people might say it's a waste, but I thought the joke was ridiculously awesome, and it landed in the best way possible. They froze him in carbonite, and they actually say he froze himself in carbonite. I was laughing. And then, of course, he's sitting there throughout the entire scene when they're in Gru's lair, like Han Solo, frozen in carbonite. I was laughing so hard. It was amazing. It was great, and you know, I don't like that the character was relegated to one joke, but I mean, if it was one joke, that was the joke that you needed to get, and they got it, for me at least. But you know, I like Star Wars. But other than that, really, there's not that many spoilers. The villain is really nice. I thought it's funny. and it's all based around the 80s. The villain's based around the 80s. And you know, you get a lot of references that way, like the Wonder Years, and there was a few others, a few other references that I can't remember off the top of my head now. But there were 80s references that I enjoyed. Like it's on like Donkey Kong, things like that. The villain would say, and I really liked it. It was funny. It was different, but a good different. So let's close this puppy out, shall we? This has been Movie Critic Rob with the Movie Channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. We're up to 31 subscribers, and that last video of mine, the Transformers video, has been getting a lot of attention. Go out and watch that movie. It's good, guys. It's not as bad as people have been saying, and go out and form your own opinion, like I tell you all the time. Just like I want you to do with Despicable Me 3. Don't listen to the haters. Go out and watch it for yourself. I promise you, it's worth it. If it wasn't worth it, I would tell you, because I'm honest with you like that. And there have been a few that I've said, don't go, don't bother, this is garbage. But this and The Mummy and Transformers 5 are awesome movies that deserve your attention and a little bit of cash too. So, without further ado, I'm signing off.